you go. Up. Good to get that done. The spore counts just came through before by text from the local vets, and they are sitting at about 500,000 for facial eczema. So I drench these calves every week with zinc. I'm giving them about 75 mils at the moment per calf, and that's just to try and prevent it, because it's sort of like the silent killer. Once the ground temperature goes below, I think it's about 13 degrees, the sort of eczema goes away, but until then we'll just keep doing it. These calves are only on farm for another week, I think it is. I think they're off to grazing next week, so we'll talk about that in another video. I just need to get them some meal now and change their paddocks. And here's the cow from the last video that had a bit of a limp. She's not looking too bad at the moment. I've treated her with depocyllin, and I'm just keeping her around the shed here. So there's the milking shed just here, so she's only got to walk up there in the morning, and then she just stays in here for the day. And once she's walking well enough again, I will put her back in with her milking mob. But I'm not too worried how long she stays out here. I'd rather she gets better before she goes back in with the cows, really. We originally bought it for the chickens, this stuff, but it's got, like, I think it's either wheat or barley, kibbled maize, bit of molasses in there, and some other stuff, oats I think. They absolutely love it. So somebody asked me in the comments the other day what sort of bulls I use for the cows. Well, I'll show you. These are the breeding catalogues that have just come in the mail. They always usually do about this time of the year. You're going to hear me talking about BW quite a bit. So I thought I'd explain it a little bit. And BW is short for breeding worth. It ranks bulls and cows on their expected ability to breed profitable and efficient replacements. So say that cow there has a BW of 100 and that cow there has a BW of 200. This cow should breed a better calf, or a more efficient calf, than the one over there, more profitable. So when that calf's born, it'll get given a BW. I think it's sort of the average of the mothers and the fathers, and then it will change over time. So a lot of things go into it, a lot of different traits. I think there's about 8 or 9 traits, sort of like milk fat, milk volume, condition scoring, somatic cell count, things like that. So once the bull has produced so many offspring and it all gets entered into the big computer system, then the BWs will change. It might be a better calf than what's predicted, so it might come up or it might go down. It can happen, but that's just an easy way of me explaining it to you, so I hope that made sense. And it's just an index that we use here in New Zealand. So we'll put these catalogues aside and we'll go to these ones, which are overseas genetics. So these bulls don't actually have a BW, which means the calf's BW will be pretty low, but it doesn't necessarily mean it'll be a bad calf. So we'll start here with ST Genetics. This is the people I used last year with the American semen that I tried. Right, so these are the Jersey. The Jersey section here. Charmer, that is actually a New Zealand bull. I still don't think it has a BW though. I'm not too sure. This is the one that I tried last year, got made. I also tried Wilbur, and I think, no, I didn't try Jiggy. so I'm not sure what was the other one. And that's it. So there's not heaps of Jersey bulls in here. This ST Genetics is big on their sex semen. I won't be trying any of their bulls this year though. But we'll move on to the next one, which is worldwide size. And flick through to the Jersey section. Might have gone too far. We've gone to the Eshires. Here we go, we'll go back. So all the bulls in this whole catalogue are American, I think. Alright, that's the start of the Jersey section. So I'm pretty keen to try this Matt. I might get 7 or 8 straws off him and this Casino. I don't know, the daughters look pretty good, don't they? So I'll be interested to try those two. Maybe that Chrome as well. That's another one that I'm thinking of, and that's probably all I will try there. But they're just conventional straws, so nothing sexed with these either. And I'll be trying something like 7 straws per bull, so it might be 21 straws in total. So not a huge amount, but it's just something I want to try. Comparing the calves that come out of these American genetic bulls compared to our New Zealand ones and see if they milk any better. So their BWs won't be fantastic, they'll be real low, but they might milk better. So it's just an experiment that I'm doing. So I'll move across now to CRV, which is a big breeding company in New Zealand. They're not quite as big as LIC, but they're still pretty good. We'll jump through here. See the codes, the reds, the Frisian, greens, Jersey, and the crossbred, which is a mix between these two, are blue. It's the same as LIC, exactly the same. So we'll flick through to the Jersey. Here we go. And they've got trait leaders. So there's a heap of different traits here, like BW. So these are just the bulls that lead each trait once a day. I don't really pay too much attention to that. And then these are the bulls. So I've used that one quite a bit before, but we'll go through. So Dominator's a new bull, and then you flick down here and you see that that is what the bull actually looks like, because that is a daughter. It's bred by Crescent Genetics, which are over towards Thames, I think it is. A2, A2, so that's good. I'm pretty sure most of the bulls here are A2, A2. Oh, that one's new. I quite like the look of that. I might be using some of that. Might get 25 straws at Enterprise. Keep flicking through. I've used Lucas before. I've used Lancer. And I've used a couple of those. So I'll flick back through. And then the figures. So there it says it's got a 350 BW. So that's fairly high considering our average and our herd's 174, I think. And then at minus 98 for litres. So the minus jerseys are always going to be minus because they don't give as much as, say, a Frisian. And then it's just got little traits down here, so you compare them. So different traits. I don't pay too much attention to that. I mainly just look at them and decide that way. So this year I probably won't use too much CRV just because I've got quite a lot in storage at the moment that I didn't use last year. I will probably get 25 straws of this Dominator and probably 25 of this Enterprise too. So what happens is that I will ring Debbie up, she's my local rep for CRV, and I'll say, Debbie, I want to order 25 of Dominator and 25 of Enterprise. I'll do that fairly soon too, and she'll be like, yep, sweet as, that's good. And then just before breeding, because breeding starts on the 10th, or mating starts on the 10th of October, the ice bank will come a little bit before that, maybe 2 or 3 days before that, and she'll have my order. So she will drop these straws, and they'll be dropped off frozen into the ice bank maybe on the 9th, ready for us. So that's how we order it through CRV. We'll move on to LIC now because they do things a little bit differently. So we'll flick through again. Green, here we go, alpha size, that's the one we want. So there's 2 different sections in LIC. So there's the genomic section, which these bulls are. See, it doesn't even show you a picture of these bulls, it's just got the dam, and then it's got its traits down here, who bred it, the BW 360, so that's pretty good. And where's its A2A2 down here, so make sure it's A2A2. These bull codes up here, so this 320, or 320, and then their numbers behind it. So the first 3 numbers are the year that it was born. So these were born, I think it's a year before what it says. So 320 will be a 2019 born bull, and we'll keep moving through. So they're all like that. 319, so that'll be a 2018 bull. What it means by genomic is that these bulls are really good on paper, but they don't have enough daughters out there to prove that they're exceptional bulls. So I use this pack. This is called the Ford pack. I don't get to pick the bulls. I just say what pack I get, and I'll show you soon which bulls we get in it. See, this is one of the bulls in the genomic or the Ford pack, and I don't like this white, this real dark sort of grey colour and that white. So if I get any straws of that, I will put it in the bin. You only pay for what you use. Nice looking cows. And then we'll move on to the daughter proven. So this is the next pack. This is called the daughter proven, and all these bulls are really, really good. They've got enough daughters out there to say that these are exceptional bulls and they produce good daughters. So this Flint, I've got a couple of calves from him. I think I've got 3. So he was in the genomic. He's a genomic graduate, as it said, and he's ranked number 1 in BW, and he's top 5 for milk fat. So he's an exceptional bull. Keep flicking through here. I like Hoss, I think it is. Hoss, there's Hoss. I'm pretty sure I've got quite a few daughters by him too, and he's a really nice bull. I like that one. There's a couple of daughters that he's produced. And there's a lot more daughter proven bulls in here than there is in the genomic section. Or there's a lot more, but they're not in the book. And then these are just extra bulls that you can get. So why would I use the genomic bulls over the daughter proven ones? Well, it's just because that their BW is higher than the daughter proven ones, and you might get a really good bull before it's actually in the daughter proven, so your calves are that year or 2 ahead. But then again, it works the other way. You might get a dud that's not so good. It's just a risk I'm willing to take, I guess. So this is the potential Ford pack team. So these are the bulls that are in it at the moment. These ones that have got green or a little bit highlighted, they are daughter proven bulls, so they're not all genomic. And then these are the rest of the new ones. So it says potential because these bulls can change. They can pull them out and put other ones in. It's only April at the moment, and we've got all the way to go to October. And then we flick through to daughter proven. So again, potential. They can take some of these bulls out and put them in. But we'll flick back to the one we use. And we might not get all of them, so we'll get a lot of these bulls. Say they might not give us, I don't know, a couple of them. This is just the team, and you don't know until they drop it off. And with the Ford pack, we use long last semen, I think it's called, because it's fresh. It doesn't go in the dry ice. You don't have to freeze it. So they'll drop off about 30 straws in the peak of mating, and then you've got an expiry date for them. So out of that 30 straws, there'll be 10 in 3 different compartments, which will mean there's 3 different bulls. So you're supposed to use the top one on day 1 and just go until you're finished. And then on the 3rd day, once you're finished, you'll put the container back out for them to come and refill it. You only pay for what you use. So if there's a bull in there that you don't use, you can chip the straws out. We did that a couple of years ago with a bull that was A1, A2. Because we only go A2 bulls, we tipped them out and we didn't have to pay for it. You couldn't do it all the time, but you can do it occasionally, I think. The reps don't mind it too much. I'm also trying something new this year with LIC. I was talking about it with Jane, my rep, a couple of weeks ago. I'm gonna try sex semen. So I've got a sheet here. Is this the one? Sex semen team. They're all A2 bulls. So that means for the first 9 days of mating, I'm going to get 3 straws a day. So this sex semen's fresh, it's not frozen, and it works on a traffic light system. So all our cows will be given either a red, an orange, or a green, and depending on what cows are cycling that day, you're supposed to use the sex semen with the green coloured cows. The red ones will be not so great a cow to use it with. It's just so I can try and get heifer calves earlier on. The conception rate isn't as great, but it's still pretty good. So if I do it for that first 9 days, then those cows that if they didn't get or hold to it, they will come back around in that second cycle, and I'll be able to get them again with AI. We or I'd like to do AI for 5 weeks this year. We did it for 4 this year, and after the AI, the bulls go out to clean up everything that we haven't got. So that just gives you the general gist of it. Thanks for watching, guys. That'll pretty much do it for today, but I quite like the genetic side of it. It's nice when you can sort of put a bull to a cow and then you get a calf out of it, and you can see that calf come through to milk in 2 years time. It's sort of, I don't know, I like it. And also sort of getting that BW up, it's nice to breed good cows. So he does all the AI for us, and I sort of pick the bulls, and that's one of my sort of hobbies, or not hobbies, but it's one of my interests in farming. But we'll see you again next time.